Denver7 investigates getting results in 2024.
It's made a big difference for me.
Standing up for what's right.
Multiple victims reaching out from across Colorado to Denver7 News.
Cutting through bureaucracy.
After you guys reached out, I got my money back.
Being your voice when corporations and systems won't take responsibility.
Do you think the state's doing enough to help people who live in these communities?
No. Making a difference for people in Colorado.
That's all you can hope for, is that, people see the difference that they can make.
Here at Denver7, our team is dedicated to journalism that makes a direct impact in Colorado communities and the lives of our viewers. Thank you so much for joining us for Denver7 Investigates Getting Results. I'm Jaclyn Allen, and throughout this special, we'll show our commitment to holding those in power accountable, giving a voice to people who aren't being heard, and shining a light to solve real-life problems. Let's get started with an issue I've been covering for years. The owner of a Colorado moving company straight up stealing his customers' belongings and holding them hostage. This year, a judge sentenced David Zota to 6 years in prison for those crimes, but it was a long road to justice. People kept calling me saying, he took my things and won't give them back. And I kept asking police, DAs, even David Zota, how can he keep getting away with this? Until finally, he didn't.
The sound of handcuffs and closure in a Weld County courtroom. David Zota could no longer wink at justice.
We have a news reporter who did not let up, who believed them before anyone else. Multiple victims reaching out from across Colorado to Denver7 News.
During this sentencing hearing, prosecutors referenced our reporting since 2018. One customer after the next saying Zota moved out all of their belongings and held them hostage.
And the first person I reached out to was Jaclyn Allen, and she emailed me back and then just helped.
The judge handed down a 6-year sentence for theft. The Weld County DA sending this message to shady movers.
And we will find you, you will be prosecuted, and you'll be held accountable.
Did this case make you mad?
Absolutely. You and I talked about this a couple of years ago, I think, and this was just a blatant slap in the face to people who were simply trying to move from one place in the country to another.
What's crazy about this story is that some of Zota's clients are still missing their belongings. And Denver7 Investigates has learned some of those may be here. The 18th Judicial District DA confirmed their office executed a search warrant at this storage sense in Arapahoe County. Charges are also pending in Denver County. The wheels of justice may turn slowly, but we wanted to show you what happens when they do start turning.
It was closure for me to say what you did to me is wrong and you're going to pay for it.
Justice also served to a Fort Carson soldier involved in a fake ticket scheme. Denver7 Investigates first exposed Sergeant Gavin Popst in 2022. We introduced you to several of his at least 60 victims, including Bailey Gibson from Kentucky. She paid $300 for fake Morgan Wallen tickets and reported into the Army. She says no one was listening until Denver7 Investigates started asking questions. This year, he pleaded guilty in military court to larceny and wire fraud. He received 9 months of military confinement and a bad conduct discharge.
I feel like this story needs to be put out there for women to know. This is just like a sign for them. I just want them to know that what the real person he is.
We all know how high housing prices are right now, and that has many Coloradans considering remodeling instead of moving. But what if the contractor you hired to renovate ruins your home? That's exactly what happened to Noel and Kevin Collins after they hired Schwab Builders. They paid Schwab $250,000 for the job to be left unfinished and the city to red tag it and deem it unlivable.
They ruined my home. Raise your family, be a good person. And that's what I've done. And now I'm in limbo.
Looking closer, Denver7 Investigates found multiple lawsuits with 2 judges ordering Schwab to pay more than $360,000 in damages. And as an update now, the Collins attorney tells us their case is finally moving forward. Denver7 has also learned of at least a dozen other lawsuits against Schwab or his company. So we will keep following the wheels of justice, and we have some tips for hiring a reputable contractor on our website, Denver7.com. Speaking of housing woes, as corporations buy up mobile home parks, vulnerable residents face soaring rents, water contamination, and sewage leaks. Worse, Denver7 Investigates uncovered a years-long backlog in state complaints. In Fort Collins, people are pushing for the government to take responsibility and taking matters into their own hands.
In a place considered affordable to live.
And the rent increase is it's gone out of control.
What we've heard just driving around Fort Collins paints a grim picture.
Everything is bad. It's not good at all.
Stories of corporate neglect and contaminated water.
It's foul. You're not supposed to live with raw sewage right underneath you.
So Denver7 Investigates is shining a light on the state's years-long complaint backlog. How many of you have had serious issues at your mobile home park?
Literal.
As people desperate for help.
Are these people being preyed on?
I feel like regularly we all are. We're expendable.
Band together in Colorado's mobile home crisis.
I've got tomatoes here. I've got jalapenos there, bell peppers there.
In her quiet corner of Aspen Mobile Home Park, Jennifer Stoffels barely has enough water pressure to keep her garden alive.
Otherwise, she ain't got no pressure at all.
The real pressure here, she says, is on lot rent.
Took ownership of the park 2 years ago. It's gone from $650 to $945.
A 45% increase. She and her neighbors struggle to pay.
It's just horribly high here now.
But skyrocketing rent is just the start.
Do you think the state's doing enough to help people who live in these communities?
No.
We sat down with a group of resident leaders from mobile home parks across Fort Collins.
Underneath our trailer, we are hemorrhaging water and raw sewage.
Worried about retaliation.
They roll all over us and they don't want to hear.
But wanting their voices heard. Teresa lives in Hickory Village, where she says work on aging pipes has repeatedly contaminated the water. On this day, we found a boil water notice posted.
Cada vez que hay una reparación, contaminan el agua, mandan el aviso, a veces un poco tarde.
Out-of-state corporations have taken over many of the trailer parks in Fort Collins.
How many of you have mobile home parks owned by corporations?
So residents keep telling us reaching the right people can be a challenge, and they've learned they also can't count on the state. In 2019, Colorado state lawmakers created the Mobile Home Park Oversight Program, MPOP, where residents can file complaints against landlords. But through an open records request, Denver7 Investigates discovered a serious backlog. Complaints that came in during 2020 took an average of 937 days to close. That's 2.5 years. To date, the state still has closed only 62% of complaints. And in the most recent annual report, we found the program only issued 2 notices of violation. Advocates say that has a chilling effect on filing complaints.
I kind of feel like MPOP's the judge, jury, and executioner of what we do, and they have to be a part of this, and the hope is that one day they will just finally be caught up.
Samantha Stegner, a lifelong mobile home resident here, works for an advocacy program called Mi Voz.
My voice, so uplifting our voices, being heard. I feel like we need to have a system that is capable of keeping up in real time with the things that are going on.
State regulators declined our requests for an interview, but in a statement say MPOP prioritizes complaints by the level of significance of the complaint, with a focus on public health and safety, but admitted they have work to do to eliminate the backlog of older complaints. We also reached out to several corporations that own or manage mobile home parks in Fort Collins. Haven Park, the owners of Hickory Village, where water contamination is a concern, responded, "We have invested more than $800,000 in a multi-phase water distribution system replacement project," saying they installed a new water main line, and the boil advisory has since been lifted. But resident leaders say it's a larger, ongoing issue in mobile home communities across the city. They're working with CSU's Colorado Water Center to bring water filters to several communities dealing with contamination. At the same time, Harmony Communities manages Aspen Mobile Home Park, where Jennifer reported that 45% rent hike, and residents sent video of sewage leaks. The owner did not respond about the sewage, but defends the rent increase, saying in part, lower rents often correlate with lower quality. We've invested nearly $300,000 in park improvements, including removing blight and repairing infrastructure.
So this road is newly paved?
Yeah, they paved it when they first bought the park 2 years ago.
Okay. Have they made any other improvements?
Absolutely not.
The improvements don't impress Jennifer, now organizing with Mivos and other nonprofits to see if residents could buy this park and run it themselves. So from passing out water filters to filing complaints to organizing buyouts, mobile home residents here, tired of waiting, are finding solutions themselves.
Because we would be able to fix some of these problems and not have to worry about being at the mercy of somebody else.
The state's mobile home oversight program says it aims to clear that complaint backlog by year's end, hiring temporary staff and streamlining procedures. So we'll keep giving residents a voice and track those efforts to make a change. With more Coloradans getting interested in solar power, Denver7 Investigates has been shining a light on the solar industry. One common complaint, getting solar panels installed is often the easy part. Getting them connected to the grid can be a whole other story. Rod Gomez, a Southwest Denver resident for more than 30 years, signed a $34,000 contract with Texas-based Freedom Solar last December. But 6 months later, while he was paying for the panels and his power bill, he was still waiting on the company to file paperwork with Excel.
I look at the roof when I drive into the driveway, and it's just so frustrating. I'm paying twice for this operation, and still I can't get concrete answers.
In June, after we reached out to Freedom Solar and Excel, Rod finally got his solar system connected, and he credited us with helping make it happen. But this story underscores a bigger issue. Solar installers often sell unrealistic expectations. So here are some key questions to ask before signing up. What accreditations do you hold? What are the upfront and ongoing costs? And will I be charged before my system is powered up? These can help you avoid unexpected delays and costs on your solar journey. They say only death and taxes are certain, unless you're a Broomfield man who had to prove he's still alive after the IRS mistakenly declared him dead.
They told me that means I'm deceased. Last time I checked, and like in the immortal words of Monty Python, I'm not dead yet.
Phil Anderson reached out to Denver7 Investigates after nearly a year battling the IRS. His tax accounts were locked, all because his Social Security number had somehow been switched with his late daughters, who passed away in 2022. Now, Phil isn't alone. Around 10,000 people each year are mistakenly declared dead by the Social Security Administration. In August, we contacted Congresswoman Brittany Petterson's office, the Social Security Administration, and the IRS. 2 months later, Phil finally got his answer.
So you're not dead anymore?
I'm not dead anymore. I've got a new handle on life. If I hadn't have called you, I'd still be dealing with this.
Coming up on Denver7 Investigates Getting Results, a major insurance company accused of denying legitimate claims from Coloradans.
When they called and said they were denying the claim, we were a little speechless.
We uncover common threads in these cases.
I think it's sad that Allstate's slogan is "you're in good hands," but the reality is you're not.
And how determined customers fought back and won.
Welcome back to Denver7 Investigates Getting Results. I'm Jaclyn Allen. Here are 2 words no homeowner wants to hear: claim denied, especially after a hailstorm, wildfire, or disaster. So when we heard reports that one insurer was denying legitimate hail claims, I started digging into state records and discovered how some Coloradans fought back and won.
We are in South Loveland, right on the border of Berthoud and Loveland.
In a place where the peace and quiet is rarely interrupted, except by this guy.
I think there might be a tornado in this. Holy
A July 20th hailstorm broke the silence and a lot of other stuff.
The whole side of this building has hail damage on it.
Brent Danner gives me a tour of the damage on his 9-acre farm.
Anything that faces north on this property got just destroyed.
The siding, the air conditioners, the roof.
But that's pretty impressive though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really bad. That looks terrible.
Good news though, he has homeowners insurance through Allstate, so everything's going to be just...
They actually made a personal call on Sunday to let us know our claim was denied.
Wait, what?
Did you think they would deny your claim?
No, not at all. They said that they couldn't see the damage and that the damage didn't exceed our $2,500 deductible, which is insane.
So, speaking of insane, this is the easy part. We're climbing onto his barn roof.
This is fresh.
To get a first-hand look at the hail damage. Ike John Nissen, the owner of Berthoud-based roofing company RoofLink, calls this damage textbook. What do you see when you're looking at this?
Yeah, so from insurance point of view, you're going to draw a 10-foot box, and in that box, you want to see 6 to 8 hits. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Should this roof be covered?
Yeah, absolutely.
He estimates $74,000 in damage on this property. So while they appeal Allstate's denial, we meet the neighbor next door. Also had hail damage, but a very different experience with a different insurance carrier.
How long did it take for you to get a check from your insurance company?
It took 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And you had a check in hand.
I did.
For context,
This is our software that tracks where the storm came through.
Nissen says several neighbors in this area are getting their roofs replaced, but many of the homes initially denied have something in common. Allstate.
I think this year we're at 21 Allstate claims in my company in the Berthoud area. And the first 8, that's when I reached out to you guys, the first 8 were all denied.
We filed a claim with Allstate in late July. It's now October, and we still don't have resolution. I'm hoping that this interview with you and bringing light to this problem will hopefully bring it to a quicker close.
So Denver7 Investigates filed an open records request with Colorado's Division of Insurance for complaints about Allstate claims denied, finding comments like this. In Greeley, when I ask for answers on why they're not covering the roof, they're very vague on the subject. In Highlands Ranch, all of my neighbors have had new roofs from these storms. I have been denied 3 times. And in Lakewood, I would urge Dora to take a very hard look at Allstate's practices. All of these people received a payout from Allstate after their complaints. In fact, over the past year, of the 40 closed case summaries we reviewed, 25% resulted in Allstate paying the consumer from $1,500 to $26,000. But in many cases, the investor could not resolve the dispute, stating here, we do not have authority to compel a company to adjust the claim decision.
Should the state do more to protect consumers?
I think the state does a good job, a really good job with the tools they have.
Attorney Brad Levine specializes in bad faith insurance claims and says state regulators have limited power and mostly just facilitate communication.
Not unreasonably delay or deny.
So some consumers have to go to court. A 2008 Colorado statute requires insurance companies to not unreasonably deny or delay payment of claims, or they'll pay attorney's fees and double for damages.
So they know that there are penalties if they don't behave properly.
So we have the law.
Right.
Does that solve the problem?
It does not necessarily solve the problem, and the reason for that has to do with the costs that are involved.
That's the catch. These cases often go to federal court and can take years. Back in Loveland,
I imagine this could go on for Lord knows how long.
Brent is running out of patience. He just wants his property repaired. The peace and quiet he once felt, disrupted first by the storm and now the aftermath.
I think it's sad that Allstate's slogan is "You're in good hands," but the reality is you're not. It's just a gimmick.
We reached out to Allstate about Brent's claim. He tells me Allstate called him and agreed to a generous payout, but he still thinks the denial and delays are a story that needs to be told. On your wedding day, hair and makeup artists make you look your best, but some Colorado artists say something ugly is happening in the industry. Stephanie Borger and Pauline Castro were hired by a Texas-based company, Standard Beauty, for a Colorado wedding. The bride paid Standard Beauty in advance, but both artists say they never saw a dime. Texts and emails show manager Michael Stearns promised to pay and then went silent. So we tried to reach Stearns and got no response, no webpage, no ratings on the Better Business Bureau.
I think that this is what he does, and he is victimizing and taking advantage of people in this industry. I don't want this to happen to anybody else.
We did see some results in this story. The bride's credit card company eventually issued a partial refund, and she gave that money to the artists. Denver7 Investigates went in-depth on issues with a popular online banking app, Chime. An Aurora woman told us about an alarming notification. Her account's email had been changed to one she didn't recognize. Well, moments later, Margarita Carreras discovered her account had been emptied. Chime quickly denied her fraud claim and her appeal. Desperate, Margarita turned to Denver7 Investigates. In a statement, Chime told us the issue was resolved, adding, "Thanks for bringing this to our attention. No matter who you bank with, always call the number on the back of your card to reach a legitimate representative."
After you guys reached out, I got my money back after almost 3 weeks of dealing with back and forth trying to get my money back.
Margarita still has no idea how her account was drained, but now her money is in a brick and mortar bank. So here are some tips to protect yourself with mobile banking. The Financial Technology Association suggests regularly changing passwords, enabling two-factor authentication, and monitoring your account. If you face an issue like Margarita's, file a complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. If there's something you want the Denver7 Investigates team to look into, please call the number here on your screen or email us, contact7@denver7.com.
Sometimes taking a bold step can lead to unexpected but life-changing outcomes.
I went from totally private to billboard.
Next, one man's desperate plea for a kidney donor on Denver7 set off an unlikely chain of events.
I had seen the Channel 7, actually got a notification from the app.
How he and his not-so-perfect match are turning their journey into hope for others.
I feel great. I feel great.
Denver7 Investigates believes in the importance of community, but how far would you go to save a stranger? Well, last year, our story on kidney donations reached Julie Spear. She heard about Jeff Blumenfeld, a Boulder man who spent his entire life volunteering, now desperate for a kidney. Julie thought of her son, Evan, who passed in 2015, and she knew she needed to give back. She donated her kidney and ignited a chain of 10 life-saving transplants all across the country, including Jeff's.
What do you want to say to Julie about the gift that she gave you?
Without... Thank you. Of course. Changed my life.
Now Jeff is off dialysis and recovering, all because of Julie, who actually lives just a mile away from him and who was just waiting for the chance to save a life.
You know, that's all you can hope for, is that, you know, people see the difference that they can make.
It's been a big year for Denver7 Investigates. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey. Our mission is to help people and to give you a voice. We promise to keep holding businesses and officials accountable, to keep exposing problems, and to keep fighting for you. For Denver7 Investigates, I'm Jaclyn Allen.